Hello once again to my LEGO MOC of Jedha City under the UCS Star Destroyer. Last week I started with, well, just building the Star Destroyer, but I already made these supports different than it should be, and the stand underneath it is not going to be the stand. It is essentially a placeholder for the moment. I do think that this structure should be as is because this follows the exact same way that the stand is built in the instructions, and that way you can actually go through this without interrupting the way that the plates go underneath. But that's actually the next part that I need to do. I need to make the plates so that I can get an idea of exactly where the Star Destroyer gets to, and also how big the gap is underneath, because there is a gap in the Star Destroyer and I need to essentially fix that gap. I want to fix that gap. So let's get to building that. So last night I built for about 3 hours, and this is as far as I got. I have the plates on here now to get an indication of how low it is, and I started the engine part. However, I will say that twice this broke off, and I was lucky to actually have the thing in hand so I could easily fix it, but this is wobbly as all hell, and I am in desperate need of parts. However, the issue is I placed an order on Bricklink last Sunday, so it's been a week now, and well, I still haven't heard anything. I emailed them saying like, hey, what's up? But yeah, heard nothing from them, so I'm probably gonna call them tomorrow asking what's with my order. And then we'll see, because it has technic things that will essentially reinforce this. Like I can just make this a bit longer and make this entire structure better, because essentially it breaks off at the base here. This is just attached with studs and like a few little pins in there. It's really not that strong, and it's also not designed to be particularly strong. So I need to make a stronger technic structure. So yeah, I'm essentially just waiting for those parts. In the meantime, I suppose I can continue with this, and I definitely will. I definitely want to make sure that the engines here are done, the plates underneath here are done, so also I can get an idea of exactly the gaps I need to deal with, and I want to essentially fill up, because I do want to, like if you look down here, I want to fill this up with plate, more plate, so that I don't see those gaps. I've talked about that in my previous video. I also see a little bit of a gap there. I think essentially that's in here. You can easily just put a gray plate here of some kind, and it will be better on both sides. So those are a couple of things that I've been thinking about, and I wanted to share that. But let's continue on with the build now. So the entire bottom section is done now, including the back with the engines, which again, this set is awesome. I really love it. And I'm realizing a couple of things. First of all, I can't really continue now because the next part is essentially plating it off. And I still need to reach this. I want this open so that I can essentially fix the gaps that I was talking about. Also, I'm realizing this set is much bigger than initially anticipated. Like, it is way wider than this table, because this table would, you know, fit a 48 by 48 base plate. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to order more base plates and make it like twice as big as initially planned, because I had two 48 by 48 base plates. I'm gonna add another one on top of that. I'm gonna have a row of 32 by 32 base plates on the side, and that will be the footprint of Jedha City underneath it. So it needs to be a lot bigger than I initially thought. I will say though, I have all these pieces on my desk and this is my work area. So I do actually need to continue building to make sure that I can work here by the time that my order comes in. Speaking of, I finally got confirmation today that my order is sent. It will be here hopefully in a couple of days. We'll see about that. But yeah, I do need to take care of this still. So I will continue building, you know, the top section, which you can see is going to go on top of it. But I'm just going to build it and put it somewhere out of my way. Not on top of this, because I still need to continue that. So without any further ado, let's just continue building this. So those panels are done, and I'm just gonna put them down here because I don't want to put them on just yet because I still want these things to be open. I have adjusted the height here of this beam a little bit down one because I have finally figured out how I'm gonna do this. I already placed an order for filling in the gap here and there, and I think that's all going to work out very well. And speaking of orders, I finally got a new Bricklink order in. Unfortunately, this is not the Bricklink order that I was waiting for, that I have actually been waiting for 2 weeks. And I don't know about you guys, I have never waited this long for a Bricklink order. Because, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. They are not responding to any emails that I sent. I have sent 2 emails to them asking where my tracking code is. I'm not getting anything. I don't know what is happening, but at least I got this one, which, by the way, I ordered this yesterday and they already got it to me today. So thank you for that, JBricks. I've ordered from them before. They're a pretty good store. But let's see what's in this. So yeah, I actually didn't order this much really. So a lot of it is just filler, like some paper and some plastic and whatnot. But there actually we go with some of the most important things that I actually need. Technic bricks, very important. A whole lot of 4x4 reddish brown plate. And also, oh no, I thought I saw something. But probably the most important ones are the base plates. These are 4 32x32 base plates and 1 32x16 base plate. And the big one, a 48x48 base plate, which is in addition to the other 2 48x48 base plates I already ordered. So I'm very happy to finally get this because this can start the base for Jedha City, which I really needed. And that is about the extent of everything that I'm going to do this week because I don't have bricks. I only really have, plates and Technic bricks, but those Technic bricks are not really to make the Mills plate that I want to make this on. I am waiting for the bricks that I have in that order that I placed 2 weeks ago. So just waiting for that. But yeah, I just put some plates here that I have from my spare part box. And this is a technique that I saw from another YouTuber where it's essentially you put in a Technic axle with a like one of these at the end of it, so that you can put it in here and you can essentially slide it into the other base plate that is going to have the same thing. That way I do want to essentially have this section be separate from the other section that is going to be 2 48x48 plates and then 3 32x32 plates. So that is a big rectangle. Because yeah, I want to actually do this so that I can put the future stand, like I can essentially have the part that I'm building right now over here and then slide the stand into it and have the other part over here. That is the idea that I have. But anyway, yeah, that's about all I can do for this week. So tune in again next week for the next update where I hope I'll have more orders in. I definitely want to fix the gaps, and I hope that that order at least comes in so that I can fix those gaps because it's something that has really been on my mind. But yeah, with that said, please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content, LEGO content, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, may the Force be with you.